video looks at the relevance of blockchain in the retail industry. Before diving into that, it is essential to understand what blockchain is. Blockchain is a type of record keeping technology. In technical terms, it is the distributed, decentralized public ledger. But let's face it, how much of that did we really understand? In its most simplistic form, it is a chain of blocks. The blocks consist of digital information stored in a public database, and this database is what forms a chain between the blocks. It is used to timestamp digital documents so that it's not possible to backdate them. The data recorded in each block basically has qualities of a fingerprint known as hash. Each block of data is connected to its previous block by the hash. So if anyone tampers with data on one block, the hash of the data changes and so the link is broken and everyone on the network becomes aware of this. Now that we know a little bit about what blockchain is, we shall see how it is relevant to the retail sector. The retail sector is the consumer market. It is becoming more personalized with the advancement in technology in terms of the directed product recommendations and in providing a frictionless customer shopping experience. It also offers greater security, visibility, and enhanced supply chain transparency, which brings us to the first industry use case, which is supply chain management. In July 2019, Nestle, a food retail giant, announced that it would pilot the open blockchain technology for tracking its products along the supply chain. Walmart, another giant, is testing a blockchain application to provide the facility to trace its products from farm to fork in order to improve transparency, efficiency, and food safety. QR codes to track origin leads to increased sales. Carrefour has already found that by enabling its clients to be able to track the provenance of some of its meat, dairy, and fruit products, there has been an increase in sales. In the hyper-competitive grocery market, anything which can give one supermarket an edge over the other is bound to be copied by its competitors. The company has said it will increase the number of products it sells using its blockchain platform. This offers greater transparency as to where these products originate from, where they were packed or picked, and if it's subject to any genetically modified organisms, antibiotics, or pesticides. In the future, it is looking to expand by adding non-food lines such as clothing, as well as providing greater information such as how much the farmer earns out of the shelf price.
So, the blockchain in retail market was valued at 113.72 million US dollar in 2019 and is expected to reach 1936.68 million US dollar by 2025 at a CAGR of 60.4% over the forecast period of 2020 and 2025. Transparency in retail supply chain as well as demand for improved customer service is driving the market growth. So, recent blockchain driven experiments by large retailers such as Walmart, Amazon, and Alibaba are proof of the many possibilities for the technologies to solve age old challenges in the retail industry. For instance, blockchain technology can help retailers to improve how they store information about their suppliers, help seamlessly execute payments and contracts, and even reinforce product authenticity to prevent counterfeiting of goods. As retail sales increasingly shifts online, it's important that retailers adopt their systems to cater to the ever-changing ways consumers are searching for and purchasing products. From managing the supply chain to improving customer loyalty programs, here are some of the examples of blockchain that has been using in the retail industry. So, as we're looking at the examples, so number one is the tackling counterfeit goods. In 2017, retail losses due to fraud were estimated at $23 billion. Retailers in the luxury consumer goods industry are especially vulnerable to fraud, averaging 20 to 30% more in losses due to their exceptionally high margins and more flexible return policies. With counterfeit trades and retail fraud on the rise around the world, blockchain technology offers brands a way to assign a unique, scannable code or label to each product and allow their consumers to access the entire history of that product, from the country of origin to the final seller, and every step along the way. IBM recently developed Trust Chain, a blockchain that proves the provenance of jewelry by following every step in the supply chain from mine to store. Now we will look towards the food traceability system. Currently, Walmart is using blockchain technology to build a food traceability network built on Hyperledger Fabric from the Linux Foundation. The retail company, along with IBM, has already conducted two proof of concept projects to explore their investigative framework. The first project deliberately tracks the routes of mangoes being sold through Walmart's US stores, while the other tries to track the pork meat being sold through the different Chinese outlets of the business. Through an efficient perspective, Walmart's analysis department reports that the time taken to track the company's provenance has fallen to 7 days to just 2.2 seconds utilizing this new method. And by using the blockchain technology in this new method, we can trace at each and every step that what is going wrong at which step. So if it's a problem at the final stage or at the consumer point, so we can easily navigate and we can easily search that where is the problem being held at each step. So traceability is one of the most important feature where we can use blockchain in the retail industry.
So I'm going to explain about one of the uses of the blockchain in the retail sector, which is the management of loyalty points. So nowadays, what retailers are doing is that they're using the blockchain technology to better manage the system of loyalty points and awarding the loyalty points. One of the examples is that of an online retailer named Boxer. So what they have done is that they have partnered with American Express, and they have created a platform wherein the information gets transmitted, and the merchants can use that information to fulfill their reward system. So how this works is that when a customer makes a purchase and a transaction happens, that gets recorded in the blockchain, and accordingly a smart contract gets initiated and points are rewarded in the loyalty system. Another example in this domain is that of Chantisler Holdings, which is a big chain which invest in burger restaurants. So what they are doing is that they have partnered with Mobi Mines, and as a part of their new loyalty program, anytime a customer eats in the restaurants and makes a buy, cryptocurrency is awarded to them, and these cryptocurrency can then be used by the customer to redeem their points whenever they are going to eat in any of the other chains of the restaurant.
So one of the most common use of blockchain is the digital payment. Though retailers are not accepting blockchain at that rate, the bitcoins and the cryptocurrency is not as popular as other mode of payment in the market because of the security issues. They are not relying this technology for their payment methods. Blockchain allows for the use of cryptocurrencies as a means of exchange values or data, and really comes into its own for retailers when handling cross-border payments and micropayments. Overstock was the first major online retailer to accept Bitcoin as a payment method in January 14, 2014, and has since brought in a reported $5 million per annum in Bitcoin payments. However, bearing a few other early adopters such as Expedia, Dish, and Microsoft, uptake in the retail sector for cryptocurrency payment has been a relatively competition. So these companies that step on the path of accepting crypto might be driven by various motivations. Some might want to appeal to younger technologically advanced customers by appearing savvy with the cutting edge tech, while others embrace the promise of the technology and are bullish on crypto themselves. Digital money's volatility remains the main deterrent for large corporate retailers. So intermediaries like Flexa, which are ready to stand in between corporate businesses and the dicey crypto market to absorb part of the uncertainty, come in handy as the big players find themselves willing to experiment with the new payment method yet aware of potential risks. It appeared that this indirect model could become a dominant means of easing major retail chains into digital money payments in the next few years. For instance, this is how the recently announced crypto payment partnership between Starbucks and fintech firm Bakkt is expected to work. So, blockchain's capacity to facilitate transmission of both value and information can give rise to more sophisticated multifunctional forms of payment in the near future. Our recently unveiled Civic Pay app is a vivid example. The solution will enable vending machine operators to simplify access to age-gated goods by combining payments, identity verification, and earning reward points in one transaction.
One of the uses of blockchain is fraud detection. Nowadays, increasingly, the major retail giants are using the blockchain technology to prevent fraud and misplacement of goods. Now, as we know, De Beers is a big diamond company. Even they are implementing the blockchain technology to track their gems from the time that is mined to the time they reach the retail stores. So this helps them have a better idea of where the goods is on and check any discrepancy that may happen due to misplacement. Now it's not only helping in this regard, it's also helping the customers to have a better information, better transparency as to where their final product is sourced from. So fraud detection is one of the good application of the blockchain technology in the retail sector.
So I will be talking about Everledger and BlockVerify, how these companies are changing the retail experience of people by using blockchain to tackle the menace of counterfeiting. So counterfeiting is said to be valued at around 370 billions globally. Hence, companies like Everledger are working with experts in the field of gold, fine wine, and arts in order to collect asset defining characteristics, history, and ownership in order to create a permanent immutable record. So the very purpose of creating such a permanent immutable record by using of blockchain is that blockchain is a kind of technology which is difficult to tamper with. It is highly decentralized technology. Thus, both the sellers as well as the buyers can use this permanent immutable record in order to authenticate the origin of the product. So as of now, Everledger has been able to authenticate more than 1 million products. While BlockVerify is also using the similar technology, blockchain, to create a trace and trackability system, and they are doing so by working with the producers itself in the sector of pharmaceuticals, luxury goods, and electronics. So as BlockVerify is actually working with the producers itself, so they have also created a similar permanent immutable record system wherein they are authenticating the actual source of the production. INS is a company which is trying to master the technology of blockchain in order to create an ecosystem which is going to revolutionize the whole retail industry. So what INS is actually doing is that it is creating a virtual marketplace from where the customers can directly buy their desired brand from the manufacturer itself. So this virtual marketplace is going to be helpful for the customer in the sense that customers would be able to get their desired brand at a much lower price, and at the same time it would be mutually beneficial for the manufacturer as well, because there would be no intermediary involved in between the sale of that produce. So the manufacturers would directly be able to sell it to the customers, thus saving on the commissions that they have to pay to the wholesalers and the retailers in between. Now I'll be talking about an application of blockchain which has not yet been tried and tested in the industry but has been propagated by a lot of experts. So this application of blockchain has the potential to disrupt the existing ecosystem of business by creating a shared economy. So, as blockchain is a highly decentralized form of ledger which is difficult to tamper with, it can be said that application of blockchain can be used to empower the shared economy by creating a token system wherein the value can be transferred from one participant to another participant in a very encrypted format which would be difficult to tamper with. So that is how the blockchain would be able to transfer value from one participant to another and thus empower the shared economy.